What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dropping Wisdom with Santos podcast. And today I have a guest, John Anthony Narducci. And he hit me up a week ago or so wanting to be on the podcast to talk about what it is in today's society when being a gay Republican. So the first question I have is, why are you gay?
Why am I gay? It's a really good question.
No, I'm just messing with you. What does that mean? But I just had to say it.
I had to ask a question real quick. Is this PG-13 or R?
R.
Okay, good. Because you know me with the F-bomb, so I gotta watch myself.
Yeah, very good. Okay. But so you hit me up saying how you wanted to talk about what in today's society how it is being a gay Republican, which is a great topic because I believe Hollywood and the media portrays 95% of gays being straight all the way to the liberal side.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about that, but
it's actually really annoying because it really does disenfranchise the majority of the community. That's the funny part. The majority of the community, you probably wouldn't even know who we were. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were in the supermarket or at the store or Home Depot, whatever, we could be walking past you, we have no idea. What they focus on is the guy that's got the nose ring and the earrings and the tattoos and the pink hair and the, and high heels and fishnets. And that's the people they want to showcase, I guess, to the world.
Yeah.
And that's just not bold,
Okay, so let's just get from the start.
Sure.
Honestly, good, real questions here.
Okay.
When did you know, or when did you think that you were gay?
The funny thing is, I actually didn't know until I was 17. And my best friend came out to me.
Okay.
And I kind of had a feeling I didn't know, because I really didn't know what that meant. Like, I didn't understand the whole thing. I mean, I grew up in New York. I mean, everybody, if you were even slightly different, you were a faggot. So you kind of grow up with, but you really don't know exactly what that means. So when he came out to me, I think he was 17 too. That's when I actually came out of the closet and went to my first actual gay bar and was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is what I am.
Okay. Because when I was younger, we used that slang word a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Fag, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
But I want to say 90% of the time, I call a regular dude. Like when my brother calls me, I'm like, what's up, fag?
Yeah.
And it comes off like, man, like nowadays it's like, man, that's bad to say. But I'm like, growing up in the 70s and 80s, you know, everybody, we played football. It was called smear the queer.
Thank
you. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, there's something offending to them. But I guess it could be if you're trying to or insult someone saying you're not man enough.
Can I just tell you something realistically at the end of the day? Like, I grew up in the sticks and stones era as well as you did. Does it really make a difference if someone's beating you over the head, if they're calling you rosebud or if they're calling you faggot? I mean, really, does it matter what the hell it is that they're calling you? They're still beating you over the head.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Take care of that and don't worry about what they're calling you because the pain is coming from the sticks and stones part, not the words.
I have some more questions here, man, because I do have a lot of gay friends, okay? And
I'm sure you're very popular amongst the gays.
Whatever it takes. But there are two different types of gay friends I have. Ones that act like you that I can't tell that you're even gay. But then you have the other ones that are more flamboyant with the body language. Okay, you can tell that dude's gay. Right.
Now, this is so funny because I always think I'm pretty obvious.
I don't think you are.
I always feel
maybe after a few drinks.
Well, yeah,
after a few drinks, you are. But being noble, I just want to say, when you're sober, is it because that's just how you are, or did you train yourself to not be so flamboyant because you didn't want to be judged on that level? And does that affect you in the workplace? You know what I'm saying?
No, actually, to be honest with you, I think this is just kind of like my natural persona. That alcohol would bring out more of a character.
Okay.
So I had always used alcohol as kind of like an escape from reality to begin with. So when I would start, when I was drinking, when I got a little bit drunk, it was almost like I take on a persona at that point. Kind of like when I used to bartend too. Like the person behind the bar isn't the same person that goes home at night. It's like two different people. There's that outgoing, crazy, flamboyant person that's socializing and drinking and having fun. But the real me is the guy who goes home and is filthy dirty underneath my car, changing the oil, or fixing my brother-in-law's lawnmower, or that's who I normally would be.
Okay.
That's my
because and also I do also a lot of my gay friends as well had they don't a lot of them don't get along with their parents anymore. Their parents disown them because of their homosexual or their sexuality. You know what I mean? And like or they were sexually assaulted when they were younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how many of those friends that you have are like, there's like, I find out a lot of them, their parents just disown them because of that. And I'm like, that's just terrible for a parent to do that to you.
It is. It's horrible.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that is absolutely, it is horrible.
That's not in your case, obviously.
Oh God, no.
Because your parents are awesome.
Which is actually kind of funny because if anybody should have had that issue, it would have been my dad.
Yeah, because exactly.
Old school from Italy.
Yeah.
Construction worker. I think, obviously, my father had a problem with it. I'm an only child. Well, I have siblings now. I have my siblings that my father married into. But growing up, it was just me. I'm his only bloodline.
Yeah.
And as the boy in an Italian family, my job is to carry the name on.
And old school thinking, well, if he's gay, how my family's not going to be anymore.
It dies with me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like depressing for me, myself personally. Like, it does bother me. Like, that weighs heavily upon me. To know that the name ends with me,
unless like you do with like a surrogate or something.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. And I'm still. I'm 55 now, but there's still that thought process that's there. You know what I mean? But no, he was taken aback, and it kind of hit him hard. But I think because I'm not in your face about it, I'm not with the green and the blue hair and all that stuff, that it's a little bit easier for them to swallow. Nobody wants anything forced down their throat. You know what I'm saying? And I think when there's that aspect of it, on top of the fact that there are people who just, for whatever reason, don't like gay people, I could see that being even more of an issue if you're a little bit more flamboyant with it.
Yeah. Another question, because I want you to break down like the gay parade.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less what people do. Okay, I don't care. You do ahead, but it starts putting a bad taste in everyone's mouth when they're all walking around naked, and then like there's kids around. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
At that point, it's like that's borderline. Are you a pedophile, bro? You okay with swinging your dick around kids in the middle of the road? To me, it's like, can't you just have a parade with your clothes on?
Yeah, thank you.
That's just my question.
No. Okay, your question is actually a valid question, and that's one of the reasons why I have very little to do with the gay community today. It was one thing when I came out, we had Gay Pride Day, and not to say that we were innocent, but it was nowhere near what it is today. Today, it's like a debauchery. My God, it's embarrassing for me, and I can tell you for my gay friends who are conservative, it's embarrassing because again, it's this representation of the gay community that everybody looks at that and they think, oh, so this is what you're all about. And it's like, not at all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah, it's to give you a stereotype because every time like I said, in Hollywood now, if you're gay, you know they're gay from the first 5 minutes of a movie, you have to have a gay person, which is, I don't care. But that person is a lesbian. It's extra. It has to be, and they have to be extra. Like,
yes.
Go crazy. Like, not every gay dude's like that, right, bro. I'm just like, that's just such a bad stereotype.
And it should offend, honestly, you would think it would be offensive to even the liberal side of the gay community.
Yeah.
Like, if you took a black person and made a movie and made that person like a stereotypical black person, which today I don't even know what that would be. But let's go back to like, what was that? The Song of the South, that Disney cartoon that they banned because the black people in there were depicted as being stereotypical.
Oh, what's that called?
The song, wasn't it the Song of the South or something like that? It was a Disney.
No, you want to talk Princess and the Frog?
I don't remember. It was like a Disney movie. I'm not a Disney person.
Okay.
But whatever that movie was, they banned it because they said, well, the blacks in that movie were being represented very stereotypically in a negative light.
Okay.
Why gay people don't react the same way when they're being negatively, stereotyped in a lot of today's movies and television shows, I have no idea.
You think maybe because any PR is good PR?
No, we've had a shit ton of PR. I mean, honestly,
you guys
probably really kind of broke the mold of anything.
You guys do have like 140 days a year of celebration. That's kind of like ridiculous. Like seriously, if you do the research,
is it really?
Yeah, you have like 140 days of.
What the hell?
Like you have June. You have the month of June.
Yeah, the whole month. I remember when it was a weekend.
Yeah, if people do your research, there's like 140 plus days of holidays or kind of special days. But I was like, damn,
that's insane. And you know what's even more insane about that? How many days do we give to the military? You're former, right?
6, maybe. Like the Veterans Weekend.
Yeah.
Memorial Weekend.
Yeah. That's really it.
Yeah.
Maybe Flag Day you might want to, but yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous. For what? Because you sleep with somebody of the same sex. I mean, wow, big deal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Honestly.
So do you don't support the LGBTQ movement?
I don't any longer because it's been hijacked. It's kind of like you know how you hear about Democrats, the walk-away movement?
Yeah.
People walking away from the Democratic Party because they've gone too far to the left?
Because they keep adding letters to the original LGBT.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Because and then I start getting confused because during the movement, they start changing definitions. So I'm going to ask you, I want you to break this down. Okay. Well, it's simple. It's simple questions.
All right,
okay. LGBTQ.
Mm-hmm.
L. Lesbian.
Yeah.
G.
Gay.
So lesbian is representing gay women.
Yep.
And gay is representing gay men.
Yes.
B.
Bi.
Okay. Bisexual or binary?
Bisexual.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because nowadays all of them are saying there's like 100 genders.
Yes.
Can't have 100 genders, but then you have bisexual when you're shit. Right? So that's what I'm asking.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Think about that.
I get confused on that because there isn't 100 genders.
Exactly.
T. Transsexual.
Transsexual, yeah.
And
transsexual, transgender, it's one or the other. I'm not really even sure.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I think transgender is like you feel that you're a woman trapped in a man's body and you're acting it out, and transsexual, you're not. I don't know.
Well, I thought
there was a difference. Maybe then.
Like I said, I thought when you had to have the sex changed to be called a transsexual, right?
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
But I'm just asking because I don't know.
I don't remember.
Then you have Q, which means queer,
which I don't know what that is.
But to me, I always thought queer meant gay. So you're using the same word.
Yeah,
right? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, honestly, I can tell you the truth. I have no idea what queer means. All I can tell you is that growing up in the 70s, if someone called you a queer, that meant you were gay.
Yeah.
So what it means today, is it like, maybe it's like a sissy queer, like a sissy fad kind of?
But that wouldn't be part of it. That's what I'm just asking. Then I get confused because this guy, Coach Gruden, he got caught in the email saying, we don't want to draft this dude, whatever. He's a queer, okay? And he got in trouble. He got fired for saying queer. Now, my thing is, how can you be fired for saying queer if you have the Q queer in a movement in the word, and then you have a show called Queer Eye for the straight guy, but then if this guy calls someone a queer, you're fired. There might be something else, but that was the main headline of him using that word. I'm like, because they use that word, don't they?
It's the same BS when it comes to all of the derogative words that are out there. It's that same mindset. It's like, you can't call me this, but I can call me this. Somehow, in my opinion, people give too much power over words. If you're letting a word take over your emotional state that greatly, to me, that's more of an issue with you than it is with the word. So, like, if this guy wrote a letter stating, I'm not doing this because the guy's queer, well, what the hell is the difference if the coach could be gay? Yeah. Would it have made a difference then if the coach was gay? Yeah. Or if he identified as queer? Because I think queer is an identity where gay is a thing. Like, I'm gay, and I think queer is like you identify as queer, but you're not necessarily gay. It's like an identity thing, kind of like the Q and the A and the twin spirits and all that other craziness.
I'll have a lot of questions because you told me to ask.
Yes, I was at go. Totally. Today.
Do you have gay friends that are flamboyant?
I used to. When I voted for Trump, I lost a huge chunk of
so your gay friends stop being friends with you because you're a gay Republican?
Mm-hmm.
So they stop being friends because of your political views.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why are your political views different?
Because of stuff like you're talking about. Like, I just don't find it, I don't think it's necessary, first off, to have a whole month of Pride. I think it's ridiculous. We had the Pride weekend, and even that was kind of ridiculous. But fine, we had the Pride weekend, no big deal. Once it started getting to the point where people were walking around naked, people were dressing up as dogs. They got this whole pup thing where they're like leather masked with puppy stuff and all. Once it went from stay out of my bedroom to let me show you my bedroom is when I was like, yeah, I'm out.
Because I also feel like some of it, not all of it, is camouflaged by individuals' mental illness.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's being camouflaged into that group movement. And it puts it made something that was a good movement into like a circus now. It's like, man, no one doesn't even respect it. And I don't respect it anymore. So, man, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, man? Exactly. It's embarrassing. Make asylums great again. I mean, seriously.
So what now?
Make asylums great again. Yeah. Because some of these people need to be put away. There's a point where we're feeding, because we're so afraid as a society to get any kind of pushback, to be called, a homophobe or a racist or this or that is, that we're afraid to speak up when we see insanity in front of us. So now when somebody comes to you and turns around and says they think that they're a cat, we're supposed to all go, oh, nice kitty.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, you need to like be put away for a little while and be medicated.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. People are now condoning it. It's like accepting it, like, and then they're creating their own avatar.
Well, and because you know what it is, it's that whole. It's the same thing with the Nazi thing. Everybody's a Nazi. If you disagree with me, you're a Nazi
or racist,
right? So with the gays, it's the same thing. You can't turn around and call someone out as being crazy because the immediate reaction by a liberal gay is that's what they used to call us in the 50s. And we were in the DMV in the 40s. And and it's like they go back to this history where they think that if you call someone out for legitimately being crazy and they happen to be gay, then all of a sudden you are saying that all of gay community is crazy and they're going to go back to the days of ECT and locking them away. And it's just, no, it's ridiculous. It's that fear mongering from the left that keeps them shackled to that mindset, really, is what it comes down to.
What political views do you lean left on?
I'm a to each his own kind of person, and I guess you might call that more like libertarian than left leaning, but I guess that would be,
Like, what do you like that's left wing? Because, like, me personally, I believe in abortion. I don't believe in Planned Parenthood, but I do believe in abortion. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain, I think that, it is your body, your choice to a certain extent. But after, like, you have to cut someone off. After the third or fourth one, it's like, hey, lady, what's going on?
When you're starting to use it as a form of birth control, there's something much deeper going on with that person. The thing about that is, so I guess I'm not liberal on that. My attitude about that is that, again, I feel like liberals have brainwashed women to believe that the only way they can feel empowered or in control is by having an abortion, instead of making them feel empowered and controlled to be responsible and not allow themselves the opportunity to become pregnant by using forms of birth control. And of course, obviously, nothing's 100%. So there's going to be accidents. So really, at the end of the day, if you are truly empowered and you're doing everything that you need to do to keep from creating a life that you don't want, and an accident happens and you do have an abortion, it needs to be, prior to like the brain and the heart.
To me, it needs to be like between like the first 12 weeks or something.
You start having
the left, they're talking about at birth.
They're talking it up to 9 months. I mean, that's crazy.
That's bananas. And then like you hit the different questions now. It's going to be per state law that what happens if someone kills that woman and she was a liberal and she believed in abortion, but she was pregnant. Is that a double homicide?
That's insanity right there, because it really is.
That's a solid question.
Because realistically, at the end of the day, she could have been, if she was killed on the way to the abortion clinic and the baby died when she got killed, that is a double homicide.
But is it? If it's in a left-wing state?
Well, how could it be? If in their minds that's not a baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So you really can't turn around and justifiably in California, if a woman, God forbid, were to be pregnant and killed, if you're a pro-abortion state and that's your stance, and this woman was on her way to an abortion clinic, then no, it wouldn't be a double homicide. How could it be?
And what is your opinion on the pronouns?
Oh my God. Again, you're bastardizing the friggin' English language. I mean, we have a language. There's a reason why we have a language. Communication is key to everything. You cannot communicate with the people around you. If you cannot communicate with your neighbor, there's going to be problems. And I also feel that that's another thing that liberals play into. They play into that separatism because they know by keeping us separate as a divided country,
they have control.
Absolutely.
Their power.
Yeah. Exactly. We're not seeing all the crazy stuff that they're
doing. If we're united, then the politicians don't have control over a united society.
You got it. So the pronouns to me is another form of
like they
keeping us separated. All right. So scientifically, I will tell you this: when I was in school and I was working on my my master's degree, we used they them pronouns when possibly discussing a male or a female individual, because in a scientific research paper, if we're not trying to say what the sex or gender is of that individual, we would use a they them pronoun, because in research that's how you kind of hid those kind of things.
Okay. But not when you're 20 years old.
No, because what you're doing is, again, you're confusing. It's confusing language. It puts people in a very what's that word I'm looking for? Like they're always on defense. You know what I'm saying? Like you're always kind of like nowadays.
Guarded?
Yeah, you're guarded, not for the person that thinks that they're they, them, but the person that's approaching them.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you're like in the service industry, God forbid you're a waiter today and you accidentally misgender somebody, I mean, you can lose your job.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No, because I get confused too, because what if you're working with someone and their name is Patrick, but they want to be called Patricia? You can get in trouble if you call them Patrick, even though the paycheck goes to Patrick.
Right.
In the direct deposit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's now, okay, now we're creating avatars. So when I walk around, refer to me as Lord Santos. if I'm just saying.
Exactly.
That's like we're just going to play that avatar.
Absolutely. Exactly. And what is the difference? Somebody asked, I think Candace Owens, a question about that when it came to, what the hell is that woman's name? Zolazar. The woman who was a white woman who thought she was black. Okay. Who identified as being black.
Yeah.
Can't think of her name right now off the top of my head. But somebody Candace Owens made that point. She's like, well, if you as a man could go around calling yourself Patricia, put on a wig, some lipstick, and fake boobies, and I'm supposed to now agree with the fact that you're Patricia, why can't we turn around and say, well, she's identified as being a black woman, she's a black woman.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah. I identify as VIP, but when I walk in the club, that ain't always the case.
Yeah, I identify as being a multi-millionaire. When I look at my bank account, I see different.
Okay, but I have another question here. Because, like I said, when you hear things all the time, you come to question. Other than across the board in the United States, being able to be married, what rights do I have that gay people don't? When they talk about gay rights, what rights do I have that
again
don't?
Is like
you know what I'm saying?
It's a red herring. That's all that is. Because it's a crock of shit. When I was watching this thing on YouTube, and this woman was trying to explain, because she's a liberal, and she was saying how since Trump's been in office, she's lost all these rights. And then she tried to like spit out like the abortion thing and all this other stuff. And I'm like, none of these things have been lost to you. As a gay man, nothing. I have not lost any of my rights. And so I have no idea where that comes from. Then I think there was something about the 2025 thing, and they were talking about something with transgenderism in the workplace. And I'm like, all right, well, they're lumping that together with something else. So actually, you're not losing your rights. It's just you're no longer being put out here special. Now you're going to have to come here with the rest of us people and be part of the group. But everybody was like, oh my God, look, they're losing their rights. And I'm like, no, they're not losing their rights. They're now being made normal with everybody else.
They'll have the same rights as everyone else then.
Yeah, okay. You're just not special. We're not calling you out specially. That's the only thing I know of.
Right, it's like, I mean, I hope I'm not asking dumb questions. These are just these are confusing.
No, these are not dumb. You know why these aren't dumb questions? Because if you watch CNN or MSNBC or even Fox News, you would think that, yes, Trump is taking away everybody's rights.
Yeah, now they're so confused. What rights do I have that they don't? I don't know. Because I'd like, for instance, now this doesn't have anything to do with rights, but I'm asking you, do you think you being gay ever affected you somehow in the workplace?
Mm-hmm. No. And I've been shot at going into work.
Probably because you were gay. They just disliked you.
No. They were shooting up the gay bar. I mean, stuff like that has happened to me. I'm not.
Okay, but that doesn't have anything to do. Okay.
But
like if someone knows you gay on a personal level.
Something. That kind of stuff that happened, that was like in the 80s, first off. Second off, most of the time, like you said, a lot of people don't clock me right away. And if they do, they tend to have a different attitude with me because I think because I'm not in your face about it. Like, I think if I walked around and I was extremely flamboyant and I was constantly talking about dicks and this, that, and the other thing, that maybe people would just generally be offended by that because it's an offensive way to be. But I've never had anybody, shit, and I've been in construction. I mean, I've worked at a biker bar, I was over Bone Shakers. Never once have I ever had a problem. And I actually had somebody in Bone Shakers who turned around and told me, they're like, I'm not really happy with the idea that you're gay, but you seem pretty cool, so I'm going to kind of like let it slide. And then I think it was maybe a year later, I ran into that person again, and he gave me a big hug, and he was like, hey, how you been? How's everything going? Never. No.
Yeah, okay.
The people that tend to have those problems, let me tell you, tend to be the ones that have the green and the blue hair, tend to be the ones that are much more, I think, in your face, aggressive about their sexuality.
Were you always a Republican?
No. Oh gosh.
So when did it shift? Like you said, when the movement started getting a little too cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for you?
Yeah.
Which was more like 2020?
No, actually, to be honest with you, it's been probably ever since Bush.
Like 2005 or something?
Yeah. It was like right before Obama became president.
Oh, wow.
Because during the George Bush administration, do you remember that thing that happened with the Dixie Chicks?
Kind of what remind me.
Okay. So the Dixie Chicks, I guess, were overseas and they were at a concert and they said something derogatory about the president. They were from Texas and he's from Texas, and how embarrassing it is that this man, who was our president at the time, is from Texas. It was a big, big thing about it. And they were burning Dixie Chicks CDs. At that point, there was a separation made that I would think was like a kind of like a hard line drawn. And I could see at that point where liberals were no longer pro-America as much as they were pro-liberal.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They try to say that they're pro-America, but really at the end of the day, they're pro-liberal.
Okay. You think we pretty much cover everything?
For like the whole conservative stuff, sure.
Okay. Now, let's just change the topic a little bit. You're also a real estate agent, yes. So give out your contact information if someone wants to get you as a real estate agent.
After this thing, I don't know if I'm going to get any calls. Let's see. It's John Anthony, okay, is what I go. That's my real estate name, and my kitchen and bath design name is John Anthony. Why? Because Narducci is a pain in the ass to spell, and most people don't pronounce it correctly. So, John Anthony, do I give my number?
If you want.
757.
This is going everywhere. I mean, hey.
Oh, well, if they're going to start texting me,
It could go in, but don't say, but how can they contact you without phone calling?
Okay, J sells for you. So J sells, 4, YOU @gmail.com.
And Instagram? Facebook?
I have Facebook. I don't even know what my Facebook thing is.
I think it's John Anthony.
Yeah, John Anthony on Facebook. I think it's the same
thing as
Instagram. Yeah.
So redo the email again? How you spell it?
J
per letter.
Right, so it's J SELLS, the 4, the letter 4, The number 4, YOU@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big social media person. I
need
dabble
to be if
in
you're
it.
a real estate agent, brother.
Yeah, you know what? That's the problem with real estate for me right now. I feel like I'm telling you, I don't want to be a TikTok celebrity, and I feel like it's too much of that. I mean, I'm seeing people, no offense, but they're like in their 60s and 70s, and they're trying to be like these cool real estate agents on TikTok, and it fails badly.
Okay.
And I shouldn't say that, but it's just true.
Are you ready for the Santos signature questions?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
These are signature questions.
Yeah.
You ask everybody the same questions.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you think you've ever witnessed paranormal activity?
Absolutely. I told you.
Now you told me the one. I think it was episode 4, where Celinda didn't believe you.
Probably not.
You can tell it again if that's your one. That's your.
There's a ton.
Okay.
I grew up in a haunted house.
Well, tell us the story that sticks out the most.
Okay. So, oh my God, there's so many. Just generally speaking.
Celinda doesn't think you lived in a haunted house.
It was
calling
haunted.
You a lie.
It was haunted. So this is how I will tell you, because I have witnesses. All right. Growing up in the house on Long Island that I grew up in, things would always happen. The bed would shake. I've been thrown out of my bed. Doors would open and close. My dog that I had growing up, Champagne. That's what I called my dog, was Champagne. Champagne was so intent on staying near me all the time that she literally chewed her way through 2 doors to get to me. And it was just the weirdest thing, because then she would come into my room and she would just stare at the door and growl, and there'd be nothing there. But the hair, like she was like a collie mix, that mane would stand straight up, man. It was the craziest thing. It would be like this, and she would just stare and growl. So there was that. There was visions of seeing things. And so my proof is that when I left, my parents got divorced. My father took the house over. Him and his wife today, Joyce, were living there.
Hi, Joyce. I like Joyce.
Yeah, you know Joyce. My sister Blanchie was staying in the house. Well, guess what? It happened to Blanchie as well. She experienced the exact same stuff.
All right.
Joyce, my stepmother, told me that she woke up one night and there were people at the end of the bed.
Like, what were they clothed? Like 1800 clothing?
Like, you could barely see them, but you could tell that there were men staring at them at the end of the bed.
Oh, shit. How old was this house?
God, it was built in 1971.
The house was?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the land you were on.
I feel like it could have been, because, back where there was Deer Park, Long Island, it was all, it used to be all forest and trees and stuff. Yeah. It could have been Indian land.
Yeah, Native American.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right, Native Americans.
Okay, no. Okay, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you've ever witnessed a UFO or alien?
No, but I really want to.
Yeah.
I want them to beam me the hell out of here as quickly as possible before it gets even more crazy.
Well, all right, man. Well, thank you for coming on. Any last words?
Mm-hmm. No, it was really fun. It was actually really fun. I told you, you could ask me anything you wanted.
How did I do?
You did good. Actually, to be honest with you, I was really surprised. I thought it was going to be dirty stuff.
No, man, I'm not like that. No, I'm not like that. Celinda wanted me to give you a shout out.
Oh, I miss my cousin.
Yeah, she wanted to give you praise for coming on the podcast. She thinks it's very brave of you, and that she appreciates you coming on the podcast, and she appreciates you, and that she just wants to know if you have time for me. How come you don't have time to hang out?
I was waiting for that. I know. I was waiting for that. I miss my cousin, and I do. It's like I'm so busy lately, and literally hitting you on my way home from a listing appointment to then go around. So I'm in kind of a hot mess because my septic tank on the house kind of blew up. So now I got to go run home and take care of all that stuff. So yeah.
All right.
You were my stop off on the way.
I appreciate it, man. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoy listening to the podcast. And don't forget, I have merchandise, coffee cups, and a magnet bundle for $20. And please follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, and listen to it on YouTube and X, and also Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. All right, guys. I'll talk to you next time.
I know you.